Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Carolyn and I talk about books. We just got a new camera today, so we're actually trying to test it out. This video may never see the light of day, it may just be a test, but I thought why not do something fun while we test it, and if it works, then maybe you'll be watching it. I don't know if anybody else has ever done this game, but I have Disney Apples to Apples. And what I'm going to be doing is pulling out a card, reading the adjective on the card, and then I'm going to be finding a book that to me fits that adjective. So we'll see how this made-up game goes. The first word that I have is mean. Ooh, what do I have for mean? Ooh, definitely have one for mean. Misery by Stephen King. So this book, for those of you that don't know, is about an author, and he is writing a series of books called the Misery Chastain books, and he is in a horrible car accident and is rescued by his biggest fan. It's quite a terrifying novel. This was the first Stephen King book that I ever read, and I remember it was a really interesting reading experience because I was like gasping anytime something happened. I was in the other room going, oh, she's coming. Our villain in here is Annie Wilkes, and she is one of the scariest villains I think we've ever had. So yes, that would be my pick for the word mean. So let's see. Our next word is huge. I hate to go with Stephen King again, but we're gonna go with him again. It's gonna be It by Stephen King. This is huge. This is a weapon in and of itself in more ways than one. I did not love this book. I thought this was excessive in its length. This was not one of my favorite ones, and I'm really disappointed because I know it's so highly regarded, but this book is absolutely the book that comes to mind when I think of the word huge. So we've got another Stephen King here on the list. The next word that we have is friendly. Ooh, a friendly book. For some reason the word friendly makes me think of a children's book. So for me, let me find it here. That's gonna be Stargirl by Jerry Spinelli. This is about a new girl at school. Her name is Stargirl, and our lead character, his name is Leo. And I feel like Stargirl is such a unique character, and the relationship that Stargirl and Leo have is just one that's really sweet and really pure. So she would be my pick for the word friendly. Let's see, perfect. Well, we're just gonna go ahead and talk about it. It's Beartown by Fredrik Backman. This is my favorite book of all time. There are trigger warnings for this, mainly for sexual assault and for language, I would say. But this is just an absolutely beautiful story about a town and how it rebuilds itself following this tragedy. And I absolutely love it. It changed the way that I see life, it changed the way I see myself, and it was so wonderful to have things about myself written in black and white, and it almost was surprising to me that it was written by a man, because I felt like this person could see into this young girl's soul, and it's perfect, and I love it. I have 2 copies of it, and as you can see, it's highlighted and tabbed till the cows come home, so I love this one, and this book to me is perfect. Good. Exciting. Ooh. Ooh, there's a lot of really good, exciting books. And I don't want to pick one that I've already picked. I'm going to say, for exciting, I'm going to say Dark Places. Now, this one is, when I say the word dark, it is so dark. This is one that I remember on Goodreads, somebody had said, don't read this in the winter time when there's not a lot of sun out. And I was like, that's a weird thing to say, but it's absolutely true. This is also a book that I don't feel like I can recommend to everyone, but there is so much going on in this book that it was very exciting to me, and I flew through this one really quickly too, so this would be my pick for exciting. Silly. A silly book. Oh, I've got one for you. That's going to be My Lady Jane by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. This is a fantastical retelling of the story of Lady Jane Grey, who was an actual person in history. She was queen for 9 days, and then she was beheaded, and they wrote the ending that they think she deserved. And this is just a silly book. It made me laugh out loud, and I'm pretty familiar with the story of Lady Jane Grey, so it just made my heart happy to see 3 characters that did not live very long in their actual lives get a fantastical and kind of ridiculous retelling. So that would be my pick for the word silly. Mysterious. Ooh, we've got a lot of those, and I'm trying not to pick books that I've picked in other videos, but sometimes it just sort of happens that way. I'm gonna say for mysterious, actually, I'm gonna do Behind Her Eyes by Sarah Pinborough, because this book is a thriller book, but even at the end, this is a hit or miss for a lot of people. It gets kind of sci-fi-ish towards the end, which I think genre-wise people weren't expecting when they picked this somewhat realistic thriller up. So to me it's mysterious because of the genre that it fits into. It becomes something that people weren't expecting, either in a good way or in a bad way. So yes, it's a mystery thriller, but it's also mysterious in terms of where does it fit in its genre. Ooh, spooky books. I'm gonna actually go with a children's book for this. I'll hold her, so now you know exactly what book it is. And that book is Coraline by Neil Gaiman. So this one, I actually read before I saw the movie. I read this last year during October, the spooky season, and I absolutely loved it. I thought it was so weird and so dark. I feel like it's darker than the movie is. And I really, really enjoyed it. I think this is a good one to read when the sun goes down earlier and you're kind of cozying up in your flannel blanket, and it's a very, very quick read as well. So Coraline is going to be my pick for spooky. Alright, so maybe let's just do one more and see what we have here. Beautiful. I'm just going to go and do a cop-out here because it's my channel and I can do whatever I want. So I'm gonna go with Us Against You, which is the sequel to Beartown. I love this book, and this is one of the rare occasions where I feel like the sequel is just as strong, if not stronger, than the original. I honestly just say Beartown is my favorite of the two because you have to read Beartown in order to read this one. But again, it's tabbed just as much, if not more, than Beartown. Everybody I know, I've gotten them to read it, and they also love it and adore it as much as I do. So what's great about this is that the sequel is just as strong. So if you love the first one, you'll love the second one, and he is currently in the process of writing a third. So I think we're gonna get one that's just as beautiful and heart-wrenching and hopeful as the others. So I hope you enjoyed my made-up game using apples to apples adjectives to find books on my shelves that maybe you are interested in reading. If you like something like this, give the video a thumbs up and maybe I can do a round 2, or my husband and I have done this before with Cards Against Humanity, which was not as wholesome, but we could do something like that if you wanted to. If you've enjoyed the content so far, please hit subscribe, and I will see you in the next video, friends. Bye.